introduction of EPC, what is Enterprise Product Catalog, which is the actually specific topic of communication domain. And after this class, we will specifically focusing on the communication domain. Okay, but before that, we have one topic left, which is type head block. So let's first check that. Open the Omni script that we have created, and also I have requested for another org because type head block was not sorry, the action block was not there. So yeah, hopefully today you will get another org access. If in the new org also the option is not there, then I will share the different org access. Speed. Speed is decent. So meanwhile it is opening, let's first discuss what is the, yeah, it's opened. So let's say we will select this. So see what is type head block. See, so let me open Google. Okay, whenever we type anything here, you will see there are some predictions that Google will show. According to the database, it will start showing those things, right? Whenever you need such requirement where whenever someone type anything and you want to predict something, then you need to go with typed block. Typed block are used for the same purpose. There are two purposes for using typed block. First is you need to use the same thing that we have discussed here, like you need to do some typing and based on that it will sort out the results. Second, the same approach you want to use for maps. Let's say you want to configure maps and there is a functionality where user need to search for an address. Okay, and the moment they start typing, you need to predict all those addresses relevant to that particular string. You can also limit that for a specific country. Let's say you only want to specifically restrict that for India location, then you can select in country as India. But 2 years back that feature was free, but now you need a Google API, and that Google API will only work if you added the credit card into it. So unfortunately we will not test that feature, but yeah, I will show you what all the configuration that we can add into it. Okay, so let me switch back to the classic. It is not working. Okay, so for that you need to go to the groups and you will see type at block, which is this, right? And see, the behavior of type at block is something which you start from the big starting of your Omni script, right? Let's say our initial flow starts with the first script where we just need to type the account name. Right here we just need to type the account name and then it will work. So what we will do, instead of manually typing, we will remove this text, and instead of that we will use the type at block, right? So for that what we need is we need to first go here and drag the type at block inside the step. Since it's a UI, so it will only dragable up inside the steps. Okay, and inside that now we need to control which field we want to use. So let's use the same field, drag it inside it. Right now if you take a preview, you will see it is behaving like a same field, and you can do it, but it will not show any predictions because we have not configured it, right? So let's do it and check what are the options the type at block basically shows. This is the name, and we will come into let's first discuss other properties, and then I will tell you what is the exact name we need to put into it, right? This is the label which will be visible for the user. Default value and all those things are same. And if you check this read only checkbox, that means your property of type and block will not get executed and it will be treated as a blank text. Okay, And yeah, these are things that we already know: masking pattern, minimum length, maximum length. Since it's a text property, so it usually support 255, but yeah, we can increase this as well. Placeholder again, and all those things basically common. There's nothing different we have tracked inside it, right? So let's discuss about this. Actually, whenever we work with typed block, we don't need to drag any field. Let's say if I delete it, then what will happen? Have removed the typed block field, right? Now let's check. You will see still there is a text, because by default typed block will treat it as a text only. But yeah, we sometimes also drag it, because I will tell you the reasons. But yeah, let's drag the field. Okay. Now also come here and check what are the options we have. We will talk about Google Maps in a while. So all those things are there. Now see, if I ask you to configure this approach in Apex, what you need to first create a field on the UI, and then you need to create one Apex integration on the backend, right? So same thing here also. Instead of using Apex integration, we need to call a data raptor. Okay, so yeah, we need to call a data raptor, and that data raptor will do the actions and then return back to the server. So let's check what all the data raptors configuration that we can do. So for that, we need to actually go to the actions and data raptor post. We need to add this inside the typed block. Okay, so it will be inside typed block, and then we can use our account search. Yeah. So see, here we have written where account name is equal to sorry, detail name, which is the account name, is equal to this name, whatever we value give here. There is a whenever we work on a typed block and we call data raptor, there's a difference actually. What's the difference? Let's discuss that. In the output section, you can see we have a tree structure, which is details and then name, right? If I configure this data raptor outside somewhere and I want to dynamically access the value through this value pair, then I can directly add name, right? I can directly use name, go there, add a parameter, click on name, and whatever source I want to call, I can simply define that. But here it is a different behavior. Here we cannot actually access the value directly from this thing. We have to pick something from the output JSON, and we cannot access like that. Detail and then name. This thing we cannot do. Okay. Any questions? Guys, are you there? Let me again give you clarity. The behavior of data raptor extract action normally is we just need to provide the name here. Okay, and it will work, right? Same thing here we can also do, but in data raptor we can also, if I use it outside, I can also configure it like that. Then I can give it a name. So this feature is not supported if I use data raptor inside a typed block. Okay, I always need to pass the name here. Okay, clear? And this this data raptor we have configured, we have directly used whatever value we have used on the top of it, right? Same goes here as well. We need to pass the same value, but the actual value that we are actually giving it, it's need to be the match. Okay. And how it will need to the match it? First we need to create a field which is outside here. Okay, let me explain you. We need to create a let's say name, and this name needs to outside Let's do one thing. Let me add a different value here, which is your account number. Okay, so we cannot access any value that is inside the tree. We need to access something which is outside tree, and that value we need to copy. Actually, it is account name we need to use because number will not work here, right? So let's make it to account name. Okay, and then we need to use it to name. Okay, so what I did basically, I dragged the name outside it, and why I did that, because the name, this binding, like I was saying, is it, this binding we cannot implement if we call it inside the typed block. So that's why I drag it outside, and this account name now we can use inside the here. And we also need to rename our text block with the same name. Okay, now if I go and take a preview and start typing anything, let's say okay, just a second. Name. Yeah, actually this we don't need. We need to define whatever we did here at the element name. And here we need to use this as a name. You can see it is doing the prediction, right? And whatever values it's written, we need to convert here. The okay, then it will understand what exact value it will return back. Okay, you can see now it is returning the value. Let's go and revise whatever we did. So first of all, we need to configure a data raptor. That data raptor should be the part of your typehead block. That means we need to drag a separate data raptor and fit it inside this block. Okay. Second change that we need to do, we need to go to the data raptor. We need to whatever field that we want to display, right? Whatever field we want to display, we need to take that field outside this block, which is it is because it is not accepting the tree structure. I want to display account name. That's why I dragged it account. That's why I dragged account name outside the field. Okay. Then we need to go to the typehead block. Whatever name we want to give, we just need to name it and label the exact value. And then we need to define the typehead key, which will be the exact match of the external value that we have dragged it outside the path. Okay. Make sure this value that you want to use as a key, as a typehead key, should not be part of any tree. Okay, that's one thing that you need to take care. Next thing is in there you need to exactly define what value you want to display and what is the key of your where clause. Getting it? Any questions? This and the name you give here needs to be the exact match.
Last time when search performed, the result was not the same. See, if when you search for Eric, it was showing some other suggestion.
Yeah, actually it starts with the ER combination. So you can see there is a ER combination. That's why.
Okay. But is there any limit? Something like after entering two character, the search should perform. Or
That
it's just for every key press it is going to fire.
Yeah, it by default, if you type one character, it will fire. I define E and it you can see all the combination that starts with it will fire. But yes, there is a limit. I will check it. Actually, previously they added the limit into the same structure, but now you need to do the edit JSON and then you need to define it.
Hmm. Okay.
Let me check where it is. But yeah, there is a limit that we can use. I will check and yeah, tomorrow I will tell you which parameter we need to set.
Yeah.
Okay, so that will be the basic use of typed block. Like you just need to type something and it will work like that only, right? And when you do the next, you will see the iterations will work accordingly because we have changed the definition. Then that's why it is not working. We need to actually rename it to account name. Then it will fetch the data. Okay, you can see Eric and all those things will now working. So this is the first use case of using typed block. The other use case, like I was saying, is to use the Google Google API. So here, what previously happened, we need a Google API map key. You can create it by going apps.api.google.com. You just need to create a map key and you will get that key. It's not a big deal now. The problem is whenever we drag a key, it will not work. Why? Because it asks you to first activate the Google license, and for activation of your Google license, it asks for a credit card. Okay, so in if your project says and where you actually need to use this key, let me actually first give you that reference. There are some use cases where we only want user to search for an address. Okay, let's say we want user to set their local address or any ship to address or somewhere where they exactly need the address information. In that case, we need to use this Google API key because we want user to search as a address, and that address is not part of your Salesforce database. Okay, in that case, we need to we need to purchase a license and then we need to use it. Okay, here you can see in the left side, you will see some street and local information. This will be static always. You cannot change those things, but in terms of that, you can define which value in your string is supporting the string value. Let's say for the I want to set street. In that case, what I need to go, I need to simply go to the input, drag a text element, and that text element needs to be part of your uh, here somewhere. Okay, and then I can write it a street, and simply I can map the value into the typed block. Okay, you will see it is now available. So I can directly select, okay, this is my street. Similar ways I need to define other properties. So once you do the data, once you define the key and purchase license and do a search, all the value that Google is returning, now it will store those value into those fields that you will define here. Okay, and after that you will probably do a commit into databases by using a extract call. Getting it? But if you enable Google Maps, you cannot use data raptor because the source can only be one for typed block. Okay, when let's say I'm searching here, okay, and the information is fetching from the extract action, right? Then only it will showing the information. But if you use the Google Google Maps, Google autocomplete feature, then you cannot use extract action because the moment I click here, it will stop taking any response from the extract action. It will stop working because now it will consider, okay, you are using Google API. Let's check that. See, start doing that. Google API warning, no API keys. So that means now start and the moment I do it, it asking me what is your location and all, right? It's start popping that pop out. It is the browser is trying to access your location. Why? Because we have now enabled the that. So you will see it is not working, saying Google cannot load. Something is messy here. So that's why I was saying whenever you use Google, then and obviously that is also fine, right? We cannot use two sources to query one database, right? That's why you have either use this or you use the data raptor extraction. So that's the first thing. Second is by default, this checkbox will be checked, which is hide maps. So what it will do is whenever we actually let me open the map. Okay, let's see. I have start typing something here. Okay, let's say I type this. So the moment I type this, you can see the predictions are coming and the same time the map get also loaded. Okay, if I click here, the prediction will now focused on the particular reason that I want to use. Okay, same goes here as well. If you select this checkbox, hide map, then the map will not load. Only whenever people search on the address, only the address prediction will be shown. The moment I uncheck this checkbox, that means when they actually select that, when let's say they have searched something and the like here I search this thing, I search this Taj, let's say, and previously what was happening, only user will only get this prediction. But the moment they select this, the map will load and focus them to that particular reason. And then they can also drag this. I think it is not draggable, but yeah, all the default Google map features that we can actually do, it also support that. So that's why they can actually verify their locations and do the based on that the street and local information will be shown. Okay, this is the first thing. Second is you can also limit this to particular reason also. Let's say I only want to restrict it for, let's say, India location. I can simply select country as India. Now whatever search I will do, it will be focused on only India region. It will not focus for outside world. Okay, by default, we will set this option when we have client specific requirement that they only want to search this thing specifically for any location only. Then we can do that. If you want to configure the same option outside velocity, then again you also need to use the Google Maps, but this time you need to use the Google Maps for calculating the latitude and longitude, and that latitude and longitude calculation will be done on the back end. Okay, so you have this two controls actually. Whenever uh, in one of my project I use this feature, but the requirement was user don't want to search anything based on Google. They have their own address, because sometimes it's also possibility that user have their own address and they only want to put that, and they want it put as a free string. They don't want any restriction on the top of it. But based on whatever they have selected, we need to backend in the backend we need to calculate the latitude and longitude of those fields, because in UI we want to show the maps. So we need latitude and longitude. So you have always have these two options. They have it's their own pros and cons. Like if you use the backend latitude longitude calculation, then obviously user will be free and they can type anything on it. But again, the problem with that approach is there may be some mismatch happened, and whenever you do a Google API callout, maybe because of invalid address, the callout will not successfully happen, and you need to show somewhere you need to catch that exceptions and says and feedback to the user that whatever information that you have entered is not valid or something happened in the backend. Okay, so that it has pro con. And if you use this feature, then the con is user will not able to actually put something that they want to specifically focus on. Let's say I have searched here Taj. Okay, then they're limited to this search, and then they need to actually, let's say they don't want anything like that, then they actually need to focus on which property they are searching for or which location they are searching for. And what if that location is not properly mentioned in Google API? In that case they will probably not able to put anything, because Google API will not show the proper results. So yeah, uh, these things you need to take care whenever you deal with the mapping. You need to first ask this question, like do you want user to put the information, or do you want the server or the backend Salesforce to calculate the latitude longitude for them and feedback to the user if they have entered a wrong character. Okay, yeah, any questions on it? Okay, so yeah, let's now move to the main topic today, which is the EPC, Enterprise Product Catalog, and Velocity Product Console. These are the two things. And whatever topics that we have discussed yet, it is part of it is common for all Velocity platforms. Okay, it is common for if you install insurance, if you installed any other package, then all those features will be common and it will be used accordingly. It will be common for all velocity things. Now the topic that today from today we are starting, it is only specific to the communication domains, and that is why actually people differ which type of special feature they want to use. Based on that, they will install the package. So in the communication domain, the main uh, key point is you have a capability to create your own product catalogs. Okay, and apart from product catalog, you can also use the entire order capture journey inside it. Okay, let me actually first show you Amazon, and then I will tell you what I mean by that. Let's say the requirement is we need to Amazon. Let's use Visible. Actually, Amazon is a big brand. Yeah, I will tell you why I switched to Visible. Okay, let's say this is your requirement. Your client is something who's dealing with the e-commerce platforms, and they have their own product catalog and they want to sell their products, right? And they have their own structure like that. And they provide you that I want to sell phones, wearable watches, Apple watches, own phone or SIM card. These four categories we want to sell. Okay. Now my question to you is, if I ask you to build that to sales using Salesforce platform, then what you will do, how you will create this structure. Maybe let's whenever such requirement come, we need to break it like so. Let's break it down. For UI, let's say we will use LWC. Okay, for logic wise, we will use Apex, and for data wise, we will use Salesforce object oriented structure. Okay, UI wise, there is no problem. Like Lightning is capable to show all those things. Logic wise is also we can write the logics and display the information on the backend. It will work fine. The problem starts with the object oriented thing. Let me tell you what is that problem. Today they your customer, your client come up with saying like I want to configure this console for my phone. You use, let's say you created a custom object, and in that custom object you start creating fields for phones. What all fields you probably need? Let's check that out. You need one field to store the color. Second field, you probably need to use the ROM, which is the total capacity, how much storage that the phone can support. Next is what is the RAM of that particular phone. Next is what is the camera features. Up after that, what is the screen quality, and then whether this phone supports dual SIM or eSIM or whatever, right? And then what is the processor? I mean, for each and every detail, you probably need a field. Okay, and that field you have created, you build, you use SOQL query, and you display the information into the into one page, and your job is done. And you also display a logic to create those things to handle the price lists and price books. That's good, that's awesome. And you deliver the product to production and it is going good. Then your customers come into the picture, they say, hey, okay, that's good, and now they want to view wearable watches. Okay, they want to configure whatever you did for this. Is whatever UI you built, it is looking very good, I'm very impressed, just use the same UI to display watch informations. In that case, if I handle this this requirement into Salesforce, then problem is in object structure. Maybe we can use the same lightning component, maybe we can use the same Apex class. Problem starts with the backend object oriented. Why? Because all those fields that we have created is now useless for watch, because watch is having its own property. Okay, watches is now you probably need whether the watch are analog or it's digital. If it is analog, then what is the basically whether what is the design of that analog, whether it is for males or females. And if let's say if the it is a digital watch, then what is the total peak size of that watch to control, what is the total I mean that's band color and all those things, right? So you probably again need to create different fields, or you probably need to create another object to handle that. So since this is only two categories that we have configured it, one is the mobile phones and second is the watches, and in those two category it will be very problematic, and it very tendencies job for someone to handle such approaches, right? So that is why the core concept or crm is get compromised when we need to deal with such requirements. Okay, the other problem is whenever such projects comes into the picture, we need to quote a time. Let's say we quoted it for two sprint, let's say for 6 months. Okay, but in that 6 months, whenever we are dealing with the development, the requirement get frequently changes. That is what happens in most of the time when we deal with such projects. What requirement changes? Maybe they will say, hey, you are doing it for two products, we need three products more. Okay, then you again need to change your logic, and based on that you need to work, right? So controlling all those things will be very difficult if you deal with a crm. The other problems comes when you actually deals with the pricings. Let's say for this apple watch, the price in usa is a different and price in India is a different, then how you will actually control this feature of having two different price? Let's say there is a discount going on usa for season end sales, maybe weekend sorry 31st December to 31st January, there is a discount going for a US, but this discount is not applicable for any other country. In that case, how you will configure this thing? So the point that I want to make is you can see there is a limitation of crms come into the picture at this line. Okay, it is very good in dealing with the sales cloud, service cloud, and all those things, even for the customization also. But whenever be any requirement comes into the picture that actually require frequent changes and a huge structure that doesn't fit well into the object oriented structure, then it is get compromised. Couple of good persons or minded persons sit together and they think, okay, we have to improve these things. Okay, then the core concept of velocity comes into the picture. They said, hey, for ui I will not use lwc, I will use my own ui. For logic wise, I don't want user to spend their times on writing the apex classes, and for backend we will not store any such complex structure directly to the object oriented thing. We will handle this thing with the help of json. And how json, let me actually explain you. They created a vf page where users can actually drag drop the UI that we have already seen, which is called OmniScripts, right? Apart from OmniScript, they also created a UI which is called cards that we will talk about after EPC. Okay. So there are two things in UI. First is the OmniScript, second is the cards. Apart from these two, they also created VF pages so directly there so that users can directly use whatever they have created. So for UI purpose, if you are not okay with OmniScript, you don't want to create, that's fine. You don't want to create any cards, that's fine. You can even use their own structure that they have created. We will check what that VF page or what that lighting component that they have created for us, where they have listed all their products. We'll check that. They also give us a option, let's say that says, hey, you don't want to create your UI, that's fine. You're not happy with whatever we created, that's fine. You can actually create your UI in nuts and pieces that we have given you. That means in one component, they have designed that component in such a way that we can call some of their methods and we can customize that their methods in our needs, based on our needs. Okay, so that customize option they have given. So that's the first thing in UI terms they have given. In the server side, they have already, like I told, we don't need to create any apex classes or triggers because that is already handled. Third is the object oriented. So for that, what they did is they created one object, and that one object is only to store the JSON that they have created. Okay, the moment we actually start listing out our products, it asks you a couple of things. First thing it will ask is what is the category. The first question that we have is what is the category, whether it is a phone, whether it's a wearable watches, whether it's a sim, whether it is a home appliances, whether it's a kitchen appliances, whether it's a laptop, desktop, whatever it is. First thing it will ask, what is the category you want to place that product into? So we need to first create the category before we create a product. That's the first thing, right? And category is nothing but this. And if I now switch to the Amazon, now you can see what is the exact complexities of such platforms. You can see n number of things are here, right? All those product actually belongs their own customizations, right? So if we have such a requirement, which is actually very rare, but yeah, maybe if this is the requirement, then all the product that you're seeing here, we need to create their categories first. Okay. And there are also some product that is not physical product. Let's talk about that also, which is your Netflix, let's say. It is also a product, right? You have to run your entire order consumption process. What is order consumption? Let me give you an idea. Whenever you place an order in the back end, the the server runs some jobs so that user will deliver the product smoothly. Okay, there are a number of teams that involves to fulfill that order. We call it order decomposition process. We'll talk about it. We have another topic after EPC. We'll talk about order decomposition. So similar things. Even if you purchase a physical product or you purchase a e product which is not physical, for both we need a proper tracking. We need to make sure whatever users are paying, they are paying it correctly. All those rules that we have created, like for let's say for Netflix in India it is charging 799, in USA it is charging a different thing, right? So based on the location of users, we need to properly manage the price. If there is any discount going, we also need to handle the discount part. If any season sales are going, then we also need to take care about that. And if let's say in some, let's say Netflix employees, if their employees are using their plans, we also need to give them some discounts if they, if there is this employee discount like that. So all those things we need to apply. So the, yeah, so for all those things they have created different VF pages or LWC components for us. And in the backend they maintain one JSON, and based on that JSON they are defining all those attributes, and that JSON is stored into a object. Okay, so all those things that I have told you, it most of the things will be controlled from this VF page. Okay, this VF page we call it velocity product console. Okay, and the entire concept we call it called EPC, enterprise product catalog. Let me write that, EPC. And inside EPC that two uh, points, which is VPC, velocity product catalog, and second is VCPQ, which is velocity CPQ. Let me show you, or let me actually take a screenshot and paste it into Notepad. Paint brush. Yeah. Now let me divide this into two parts. First is the VPC, second is the velocity CPQ. Let's distinguish. So this, the red highlight that I'm doing, this is a part of your VPC, velocity product catalog. Product management, let's discuss that. In product management thing, we need to add products, we need to take care about their discounts, we need to take care about their promotions and any offer or anything, right? So that combination we will do in product management. Yes, you can see there are two things, two terms, which is promotions and discount. In velocity terms, promotions and discount, they are two different things. Okay, next in the, next is the foundation, which is basically deals with the attributes and the pick list. We'll discuss about it, what is that, but you can now consider this is nothing but your fields. You can say, if I specify this thing clearly, this is nothing but your fields. Okay, here we will create fields for different products. This is the price book. This is part of your CPQ. CPQ. Okay, here we will take care about what is the price of that particular product and how the price will vary based on the time or any policies. Let's say for iPhone 13 is launched. Okay, and for this duration, when iPhone 13 is launched, we want to give a, price cut for iPhone 12 and iPhone 11 for let's say 3 months. So in that case, we need to use a time policy for iPhone 13 and iPhone 12 and iPhone 11, so that their price can be cut down for at least 3 months. Okay, so those configuration we will do here. Next is the metadata. Metadata means whatever object you are seeing here, this is nothing but the type, like I was saying, whether it is a phone, whether it is a smartwatch, whether it is a laptop, desktop, whatever it is, we need to go here and we need to create a object for it, which is nothing but your category, you can say. Okay, and this category is something which is follow the nesting. Okay, let me tell you what is that. Let's say we have created a category for um, phone. We have created a category for phone. Okay, that's the main category. And inside phone category, we created two categories: Android and iPhones. Okay, so most of the features, let's say RAM, ROM, battery capacity, display, all those things we will define at mobile level. Okay, and the Android and iOS categories we have defined because we want to specifically tell about the specification. Let's say in uh, iPhone, we will define what is the what is the camera size. Okay, what is the lens that they have used, what is the sonar that they have used. Okay, all those things, what is the notch or whatever the new feature that Android that iOS launched, we can define at that level. And for Android, we can define Android specific things, like what is the let's say display quality, what is the thumb impression, which type of thumb impression they have used in display, or the physical thumb impression they have used. Like you're getting it right. So there will be parent category, and inside the parent category there are child categories. Okay, we call it object, and at this level whatever we have defined, it will automatically provide it, I mean it will automatically assign to their childs. We'll discuss about it, right? Next is the rules. This is very complex. We need to take care, we need to actually take care specific mindset to understand that rules are part of your CPQ. Okay, rules governs what is the actual price that gonna activate for a particular product. Okay, at one time there will be n number of price that can be activated for a product based on rules. Okay, this is something that we will discuss when we talk about it. But yeah, the rules basically tells what is the what price we gonna set for a particular product. Okay, based on reasons, based on discount, based on promotions, or after anything, what will be the actual price that user need to pay. Okay, whether it is a one time payment, whether it is a recurring payment, all those things we can define under rules. Next is the layout, like it says, whatever how the layout you want to configure, so those things we can set here. Okay, any questions into it? So today I only cover the theory part of it, so make sure the theory is clear. Any questions? You should have any questions here. That is a normal. Hmm. So I want to know the feedback. Is the speed is correct of defining the classes, or you need any improvement or anything?
I feel like it's going too much faster. You know, things are topics are covering. Those who know the concept, it will easy for them to capture. But those who are very new to this, they it need some time for them to pick up. I feel like it's going in rapid speed,
Okay,
especially.
so yeah, thanks for that. Let me actually start from the beginning. So let me actually give you the intention of this APC and VPC and what is the CPQ and all those things. Let me start from the basics again. So see, uh, is it clear why do we need to install velocity, and what is the need of you, and where the actual CRM get compromised? Is it clear?
Yes, that part is clear for me.
Yeah. Okay. So see, apart from that, what velocity does it, they basically store whatever we do the configuration, whatever configuration that we will do from tomorrow's class, it will get stored in a JSON. Okay, and that JSON is stored in an object. That part is also clear. Like it will create a record ID, and there will be couple of fields, and whatever we do here, it they will change into that JSON and they will get it stored somewhere. Okay, so that is after that, this page is actually divided into two parts. One is to deal with the products. Products is something like that. whatever the product that you are seeing here. This is the product, like all how the product will look, what is the product image, what are the product features. Like let's talk about the mobile. Let's say, let me uh, open a mobile electronics. So you can see I have clicked on electronics. Okay, in electronics I will go to the where is mobile? Yeah, those are the brands. Yeah, here is mobile. So I clicked on mobile, and inside mobile you will see there are different categories now started, right? So you can imagine the mobile is a major category, and inside that there are different categories, right? Mobile accessories, and there is brand and all those. Okay, let me open one.
Mobile is a product, right? Under that, it has categories.
Mobile, no, mobile is a category.
Okay,
Product is this one plus 70. This is a product.
okay, okay. Yeah.
Okay, mobile is a category. Inside mobile there are subcategories. Okay, you can consider those categories as a subcategory. After clicking on this, all those things, mobile accessories, not laptop accessories, you can consider electronics as one category. And inside electronics there's mobile accessories, laptop accessories, TV, audio, cameras, all those things are subcategory. Inside mobile categories there are different categories, like mobile accessories, all those things, right? Whatever clicks that you can make, they are nothing but a categories. They are not products. Okay, products are those which actually have a buy now button.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
so those are the products. And yeah, the point that I want to make is here, all those products we will control from this product management. Okay, and what are the features will be, we will control under that product management. Okay, next is the categories. Those categories we will create in metadata. They call it object. I call it category because category is more easy to understand. But yeah, you can also consider it as object. So all those things like electronics, under electronics, there is mobile, laptop, all those things you need to define under object structure, which is categories. But let me tell you this. In most of the time, we will, even in my project, I never created any category or any object structure. Why? Because those things are already defined. Okay, why? Because let's say someone is dealing with let's say camera parts. Okay, they are dealing with which type of camera they are selling. Maybe yeah, this is their product, let's say. In that case, they will, it's very rare that a company will switch from one product to other product. Okay, that is very rare, and whenever it happen, you need to create a category for it. Clear?
Mm.
Let's say there's a your client is dealing with the motherboard parts, in laptop motherboard parts. In that case, the object that you will define is motherboard parts. Okay, and they will actually, this is this point we don't need to take care. The business will take care about this. We just need to tell them, just divide the categories that you have. Okay, and those categories they will understand, and then they will say, okay, those are the thing you want to talk about is what is the category that the product we have. Then they will give you the list of categories. All those categories, the first thing that you need to do, you need to define those categories here. Okay, after that you define those categories, the next question comes into into the mind is, what is the product and how the product looks like, what is the product photos and all, right? That those things we will go configure inside this product. Okay, you will start, let's say they give you a phone camera category. Okay, the camera sensor category, you need to create an object type for camera sensor. Inside that you need to go to the product and specify the categories of the phone. Whenever you get confused, just you follow this rule of thumb. You need to under product you always need to define a record which is having a price. Okay, if there is no price, you don't need to define it under that. Clear? If, and then ask this question to you, if they have price, they says yes there is price, then define one product. Okay, and let me confuse you, you need to define two products. One product which user is selling, second product which you want to use for the internal purpose. Okay, it may be confusing at this level, but yeah, when one product is this iPhone, sorry, iWatch, this is one product. User need to click and buy it from here. This is something which user is saying. Second product that we will create is for the decomposition of that product. Okay, that product we will create where we need to define some additional information which we cannot display into the UI. Okay, those information, what will be those information, we'll talk about when we reach to that point. But yeah, those products we call commercial products. Okay, sorry, those products that you user are seeing, we call it commercial products, and those blank products that we I was talking about, we call it technical products. Any questions here? I give a pause to think what I said.
It's like a looks like a bundle. In a sense, one will be the actual product, another will be the technical, which supports the actual product.
Correct, correct. And whenever we process the order decomposition process, we will refer the technical product only. Okay, technical product is having some features which we cannot display to the UI. And what I mean by UI is something which is called the commercial product. We cannot define those features to the commercial products, but we need to keep those features because we want to process that order.
Could you please
Okay.
give an example, real-time example, in a simple, like in a like non-technical way?
Okay. So see, let's say this about this watch. So as a commercial product, we need to display what is the color of this watch, what are the specifications basically that we normally as a customer will see whenever we buy a product, right? When we actually add it to the card and buy it, at that moment system will create a technical product. In that technical product, the requirement will be the special features will be who will be delivering this product. That means who will be the deliver partner and who will be the person who get notified to pick that order.
Mm.
Okay, who will be the, and from where we need to deduce the total number of count from our bucket. Let's say the user picked 5 watches. Okay, and in the backend we have stored 40 as a capacity, I mean total stock. I need to deduce this 5 to, sorry, 40 to 5. So this 5 will be the technical product element. Okay, next is who will be the partner, like I saying, who will be the delivery partner, and all those information which actually required to consume that order will be part of your
Okay.
technical product. Okay, all those things we will create under product category here. Okay, now whatever done, we have defined the category, we have defined the product. Now the next thing which comes into the picture is, okay, we have defined the category, but before that we also need to define specifications of that category, right? Like what is the color, what is the size, what is the weight, what is the screen, all those things we need to define under this attributes. Okay, there when you click on new, it will we need to create attribute. Let's say for color, we created a attribute for color, and then we need to go to the product and use those color, right? So all those basically fields you need to clear under attributes. The spec list is simpler, like let's say the requirement is to configure RAM options, and RAM is coming as a 4 GB, 6 GB, 8 GB, 12 GB, 16 GB. These are the 5 options. So 5 will be the pick list because this is something we 3 GB ROM is, let's say RAM is not in any other in our list. 5 GB RAM is not anywhere in our list. So like the name says, pick list means it have some 5, 6 or 10 options, and those 10 options will be the static options. We cannot use anything other from that. Then we need to define it pick list. Apart from that, any number, text, date, all those things we can define under attributes. Clear?
Is this specific to category or a product? The foundation something
It is specific to product.
product, yeah, yeah.
Category is simple name you created. Let's say I created a category for let's say mobile. So name will be mobile only. We'll discuss about it how you will relate those fields into the layout, right? For that we have layout management. Okay, whatever you will see here, this is nothing but an object. Let me actually tell you what velocity is doing. They created an object, and those objects are independent object. Now you can define, now you can look up those fields to those objects. Okay, so it's a many to many relation, you can say. Okay, you can define, let's say you have created a attribute called color. That color you can also refer to iPhones, you can also refer to Androids, and the same color you can also refer to, let's say, bottles, which is a kitchen category, kitchen appliances category. Okay, same color you can use. Getting it? Okay. Okay, we have defined the category, defined the product. We also define which fields we want to see. Now, after this level, what is the next thing that we need to define is the pricing. Whenever price comes into the picture, that means now you are talking about CPQ. Okay. In Salesforce, we have a standard price list uh, object which deals with the pricing. Here they have actually did something more specific in that. Here we directly define a price without any discount, without any offer. Okay. And with the help of that, we can also define a rules on it. Right. Let's say there's one thing which is, let's say this watch. Okay. It is costing, let's say this 336 dollar. Okay. And the customer is only dealing with the USA, then we don't need to create anything else. We simply create a simple price book. There's no discount, nothing. And we patch that price book into the product. Okay. And how we will create that price book is, let's discuss that. Here you need to go to the price lists. You need to create a price variable. Price variable is nothing but a uh, price MRP, you can say $10, $20. That will be come under that. Okay. Those 10 $20 you can define under price list, and that price list you can define under product. Okay, clear?
Price list is associated to a product.
Right.
Not clear about price variable.
Price variable, see, velocity actually are very particular on defining the structure actually. So in price list, let's say you created a price list for $10. Okay, so that $10 you cannot hard code. That $10 you need to define the price variable, so that that $10 you can use for other thing also. So actually they make it like that only. I'm not sure why they did that, but price variable is something that hold only the price information, which is $10, $20, $30. That they make a record for that entry as also, so that you can reuse it somewhere else. So let's say you want to define it $300. So first you need to create a variable for $300 also. That is a record in Salesforce. $300 will be created here, and then that $300 you can look up into price list. Getting it? So in price list, normally we simply there is a, if you think it like in price list, there is a field for price where you define 40 or 30 or 300. So that is not available here. You need to first define a variable which is price variable. This variable only store the number which is 300, 200. What will be the actual price of your particular uh, product? So that price will be created under variable, and that variable will be used into the price list. Clear now?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that price list will be used into the product. So that is the basic feature, like no discount, nothing, anything, just the simple thing. And if we need to define discounts, then obviously we need to go to the discounts and promotions. After this level, once we define the MRP, you can say, then the all those things will come into the picture, like how we will cut down the price and how will be the rules will be applied. Let's say there is a discount going for 5%. Okay, so we can simply create a discount and we can say the 5% is off and it is globally set. But let's say we have additional 10% discount for let's talk about this. Let's say someone who work on TCS, Tata Consultancy Services. Okay, they will, for all Tata products, they will provide you 5% additional discounts if you are a Tata employee. Getting it? So for that purpose, we again need to create a discount, but we need to rule it like that. If the user is only a Tata employee, then only apply this additional 5% discount. Otherwise, only give him flat 10% discount. Okay, so all those things where you think there is a where clause, you need to create a rule. Where could be anything. It could be based on any location. It could be based on any spatial condition, or it could also be if specific to the direct user. Okay, let's say you have 1,000 users, and in that 1,000 user you want to make a category for those 1,000 user based on any machine learning algorithm, that only those 200 users are someone who's interested on purchasing that particular product. If we provide a additional discount for those only 200 users, okay, in that case you also need to create a rules on it. Okay, and obviously there's something called time, because discount and promotion will, it's not like it will always applicable. There will be a time limits, right? Season sale or something, those things we can define in the time plans and time policies. Don't worry, we will discuss all those elements in depth when we actually go and configure them. As of now, the intention that I want to make is, what is the purpose of those blocks and what is the use of entire EPC.
Mm.
Okay. Apart from EPC, there is something called order management process, which whose work starts when user click on order button. After submitting the order button, we need to run some rules. Okay. What rules? To consume that, sorry, to decompose that order.
Mm.
We will discuss about it after EPC. It is also some complex job, but velocity is one of the tool which makes this process as smooth as it can be. But since it's the entire process itself very complex, so obviously it will be complex. So yeah. Okay, so the topic that we will discuss is EPC, then we will talk about order consumption, and then we will talk about the UI, which is called the card layouts. Okay, those things will be there. So yeah, let's start the actual practice from tomorrow. Okay, yeah, okay, thanks. You guys need to pay little extra attention on initial discussions, because those will be the actual base to understand the rule. If we miss any topic, then we will not able to understand this properly. Okay, so I will try to, and also stop me the moment you feel that I'm going too fast, because yeah, sometimes I feel it is okay, but yeah, as initial view, I can understand. But yeah, just stop me and ask me the questions the moment you have any questions on it. Or you can also go to this recording and revise those topics, and then you can also ask. All right, let's discuss those things tomorrow. Okay, thanks.
And I have one question.
Mhm.
This last week away, I haven't see any assignment.
Yeah, assignment I forward to add. I will add it today.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so today you can expect assignments and a new org. Those two things you can expect.
But it will be really helpful if you share by Friday, at least, so that we'll get 2 days to see it.
Huh, I can understand. Yeah, I actually completely forgot to add this assignment. I was thinking I was attaching the time I was attaching the recordings. I was doing that, but then something else come into the picture. Then I forgot to do that. But yeah, you're right. I will add it on Fridays on.
Yeah. And second thing, I can see the recordings, that is not say like last to last week we talked about something, something about the lightning, sorry, action block. Sorry, yeah, action block, I think. That's the topic we discussed, right? But when I
Mhm.
see class recording, it was saying email action and OS out. Is that something I took it wrong or the
No,
top?
it is 13th recording, right?
13th, then email action and OS output. Basically sometime I'm not able to see like whatever we discussed on a call, and when I play the video it was not same.
Okay, I will discuss this with IT, but I think the last discussion that if you want to listen, it will be class 13.
Class 13, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
maybe what I will tell them to add one row based on the created data or something, so that you
Exactly.
can shorten. Yeah,
When
that
actually the video will be uploaded usually?
it will be uploaded by 12. So because this is 9, 2 hours it will take to consume the videos, and then they will upload by 12. Or sometimes I also upload it. They will inform me that I need to upload it.
Okay,
So by 12, I mean within 3 hours, the video will be uploaded.
okay, okay, yeah, great.
All right. Any other questions?
No, nothing from my end. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, let's discuss